ये गुलिस्ता है सुगंधित जहाँ बहती है नदियाँ, गंगा, यमुना और उसकी अनेक बेटियाँ, जो सींचती है इस सृष्टि को और इंसान बन जाता है उसका हकदार, ढाता है अनेक जुल्म और अत्याचार. This is our aromatic garden, which is nurtured by rivers Ganga, Yamuna, and its many tributaries. They give man the opportunity to possess and enjoy nature's bounty to the limitless extent of exploitation. We are in Kannauj, a flourishing city of northern India since ancient and medieval times. Positioned strategically on the Uttarapath and the Dakshinapath, later the Grand Trunk Road, it has nurtured the aromatic culture of India, being linked with other cities which promoted the culture: Banaras, Gazipur, Jaunpur, Patna, and Bad. This is the culture. We then arrived at the farm of Gopal Saini, a postgraduate in Hindi. He loves his farm and enjoys the freshness of flowers, of leaves, and the air around.
तो इसमें इतनी बढ़िया खुशबू नहीं मिलेगी. ये कन्नौज की अपनी मिट्टी का असर है कि यहाँ पे रोज में बहुत बढ़िया खुशबू है. आपको कहीं हिंदुस्तान में खुशबू मिलेगी नहीं.
एक वो सिंगल पत्ती वाला आता है ना जो लाल.
डाल. एक किलो और डाल दे तुम्हें देसी जोड़ लो. चलो डेढ़ डाल. ये सब यहाँ देखिए मूली मार्केट की हमारी मूली में.
He treated us to the fragrance of roses, jasmines, and marigolds, and along with it, radishes from his farm.
ऐसे ऐसे डाल दे.
कंट्रीब्यूशन रहेगा तो बहुत तो अप्रिशिएट होना ही चाहिए हर साइड से.
अब जो मतलब पीपल का पेड़ है तो ये जो है इसकी पत्ती भी जो है आपको कितना भी हैवी मुआ हुआ हो तो एक बार मुंह में भर के आप चबला लीजिए एकदम
The
बिल्कुल.
technique of making attar revolves around hydrodistillation using deg bhakka. Deg is for holding the charge to which water is added, and then the deg is sealed with chikni mitti. The lid of the deg is called sarpos. The sarpos has an opening for a connector. The connector is called a chonga, which connects the deg to the receiver, which is called a bhapka. The bhapka also acts as a condenser and is positioned in the water bath. It contains sandalwood oil. The operation is carried out on a furnace or a bhatti, which is fired for heating. Leather bottles are used for purifying attar. We are at Pragati Aromas to film the attar making process. The attar that we will describe is called mitti ka attar. It is made from the clay of the ponds in and around Kannauj. It bears the unique fragrance of first rain on earth. The clay is dried into pellets called dhelas. It is then molded into cups of 4 to 5 inches diameter. The cups are inverted and placed neatly one on top of the other for the purpose of baking. There is no brick kiln to bake the cups, but in the middle of the heap of cups so molded, a fire is lit to bake the cups. The baked cups are then loaded onto tractors and transported to the factories. At the factory, the material is offloaded from the tractors for filling the dags for hydrodistillation of mitti ka attar. The tractors are then loaded with the discarded mitti waste of the previous day's distillation. They are carried from the factory to the disposal site immediately on the next day. The dags can carry a charge weighing from 50 to 60 kgs at any point of time. In this process, water is not directly added to the dag as the fragrance is too delicate to be lost. The dag is first sealed by a liberal spread of chikni mitti on the rim of the dag. After the rim is covered evenly with the mitti, the lid or the sarpos is securely placed on the dag. The diggers then use their expertise to do an accomplished job of making the lid airtight with chikni mitti. Water is now aided with a container placed on the sarpos through a small opening in it. Once the container is removed, the chonga or the connector is fitted on the sarpos at this very opening in the lid. The chonga is fitted well in position by the diga so that the joint has no air spaces for lost vapor. Having fixed the chonga, it is the duty of the diga to seal the joint with a twine over which multani mitti or fuller's earth is spread evenly. The chonga is fitted into the receiver or the bhapka, which contains sandalwood oil. After securing its position in the bhapka, once again twine is wrapped around the joint over which multani mitti or fuller's earth is spread evenly to seal the joint to prevent loss of fragrant vapor. Once the deg is ready, it is to be fired, and heating will continue for nearly 8 hours. This is the time that the fragrance is fixed on the sandalwood oil in the bhapka. The bhapkas are removed and cooled for separation of water from the attar. Water being denser than oil is removed from the opening at the bottom of the bhapka. The oil floats on the water. The digger knows exactly when to stop removing the water from the bhapka. As you can see, the water now is turbid because of the presence of oil. This will be put back into the bhapka. This process continues for a month till the required concentration of attar is obtained. This is the short which pertains to a different method for extraction of hina or shamama attar. In this process, the sarpos has two openings and two chongas or connectors are connected to the two bhapkas in the water bath. Likewise, every manufacturing house has different methods or processes for different types or varieties of attars. We are now in the essential oil bazaar and in particular at Shyam Sundar Bhavan. This manufacturing house has been in the attar industry with the attar industry for the last 180 years. We were thrilled to see a beautiful setup and at the entrance a civet cat and a musk deer. While we spoke to Mr. Tandon, we were able to understand and get the feel of the kind of business that could have been happening at this center in the last 100 or 50 years back in time. However, business didn't seem to be as glorious at this point of time. The woodwork was wonderful, and we were informed that at that point of time, this is the gate made by Asghar Ali Muhammad Ali, a leading attar manufacturing company from Lucknow and Kannauj, which had roots in Lucknow and Kannauj but business right across Europe. Today, the business does not exist. We have some sights and scenes for you from the city of Kannauj, a city yearning for attention, asking for development and growth. People living lives of subsistence. If attar industry has to survive and get a new life, the city needs to resurrect. There's so much which lies in a historic environment. The strength of Kannauj lies in its